Hello everyone and welcome once again for the new session of Human Health and Diseases. Last time we studied escheriasis, filariasis, typhoid, pneumonia, common cold, ringworm and dengue. Today we will start with a new disease. Cancer. The first question which arises in our mind is, what is cancer?
Any uncontrolled growth of cell forming tumor is called cancer.
Abnormal, uncontrolled and purposeless division of cells may lead to the formation of mass of undifferentiated cells, that is tumor.
Cells divide and redivide in a controlled method, but whenever mutation takes place in normal cell, they get converted into cancerous cells. Now, these cancerous cells divide uncontrollably to form new lumps called neoplasm. They manage to make new blood vessels to feed itself in a process called angiogenesis. Now, these cells can spread from one organ to other via blood or lymph to form a new tumor. This migratory process is called metastasis, and the new tumor formed is called secondary tumor.
Cancerous cells has got three characteristics, that is neoplasm, angiogenesis and metastasis. Cancer is one of the main killer disease nowadays. Physicians and researchers who specialize in the study, diagnosis, treatment and prevention of cancer are called oncologists. Tumors can grow anywhere in the body. It can grow and interfere with the normal functioning of various organs. These tumors also release secretions which alter body functions.
Tumor may develop anywhere in the body, but all tumors are not cancerous. There are two types of tumors, benign tumor and malignant tumor. Benign tumor does not mean cancer because it grows slowly. It can attain large size but does not spread from one part to other part of the body. But malignant tumors are cancerous. They grow rapidly. They can spread from one organ to other via blood or lymph by the process called metastasis.
Benign tumor does not grow rapidly, that means it grows slowly. And cancerous tumor grows rapidly. Benign tumor does not spread to other parts of the body. Cancerous tumor can spread from one organ to other via blood or lymph. This process is called metastasis. Some of the benign tumors can become harmful and fatal. But all the cancerous or malignant tumors disrupt the normal cells, causing overcrowding. Benign tumor sometimes becomes malignant, and malignant tumor always compete with normal cells for nutrients and finally kill them. Types of cancer. There are 5 main types of cancers. They are named according to the tissues from which they arise. First, carcinoma. Cancer that arises from epithelial tissue or lining of body organs are called carcinoma. It includes breast cancer, lung cancer, stomach cancer, skin cancer, etc. Second, sarcoma. Cancer that arises from connective tissue are called sarcoma. It includes bone tumor, that is osteosarcoma, muscle tumor, that is myosarcoma, cancer of cartilage, that is chondrosarcoma, and cancer of adipose tissue, that is liposarcoma. Third, lymphoma. Cancer that arises from lymphatic tissue are called lymphoma. It occurs in the lymph node or spleen and tissues of immature immune system. Fourth, leukemia. It is a type of blood cancer. It is the only cancer in which there is no formation of lump because blood is liquid. So here, in spite of lump formation, there will be excessive formation of WBCs in the bone marrow. Blood contains millions of abnormal immature WBCs that becomes incapable for fighting infections, due to which the person suffers from leukemia. It includes monocystic leukemia, lymphoblastic leukemia, etc. Fifth, adenocarcinoma. Cancer that arises from glands are called adenocarcinoma. It occurs in thyroid gland, pituitary gland, adrenal gland, and other glandular tissues. Causes of cancer. It is still not very clear as how the cancer is caused, but there are several factors now known to be carcinogenic. These factors are chemicals. Chemicals like nicotine, caffeine, products of combustion of coal and oil, several polycyclic hydrocarbons, some sex hormones and steroids, if given or secreted in large amounts, may cause cancer. Breast cancer is more commonly observed in women who avoid breastfeeding. Radiation, another cause for cancer. It includes X-rays, gamma rays, cosmic rays, ultraviolet rays, etc. Incidence of skin cancer is higher in the people working in very sunny areas due to ultraviolet radiation in the sunlight. Viruses. Viruses causing cancer have genes called viral oncogenes or VONC genes. These viruses are also called oncogenic viruses. For example, EBV, that is Epstein-Barr virus or HPV or human papilloma virus, etc. Oncogenes. Normal cells contain cellular oncogenes, that is c-onc genes or proto-oncogenes. But if activated under certain conditions, then it could lead to oncogenic transformation of cells. Here you can see these are proto-oncogenes, that is normal genes, but due to mutation they are now transferred into oncogenes, that is cancerous genes. Addiction. Addictions like smoking, chewing of tobacco can lead to cancer of mouth, lips and lungs. Alcohol consumption can cause cancer of esophagus, stomach, intestine and liver. Drugs also cause cancers. Those drugs are marijuana, anaerobic steroids, etc. Treatment of cancer. It includes combination of number of therapies. First is chemotherapy. It requires administration of certain anti-cancer drugs. These drugs check cell division by inhibiting DNA synthesis. They are more toxic to cancerous cells than to normal cells. It may lead to hair loss or anemia, but both of them get corrected after the treatment is stopped. Next is radiotherapy, that is radiations. It is used in addition to chemotherapy. That means chemotherapy along with radiotherapy can be used. In this, the cancerous cells or tissue is bombarded with the rays from radioactive materials. The cancerous cells are exposed to radiations from radioactive materials like cobalt, iridium and iodine. The X-rays, gamma rays and charged particles are used to destroy cancerous cells. The rays which can cause cancer can also be used for treatment of cancer. Next is surgery. In this, the entire cancerous tissue or cells are removed surgically. It can be used in certain cases such as breast tumor or uterine tumor, but other treatments are also given to kill any cancerous cells that have been escaped surgery. This is more beneficial for benign tumor because those tumor does not spread from one place to another, so it can be removed easily by surgery. Next is immunotherapy. Tumor cells can avoid detection and destruction by immune system. So, the patients are given substances called biological response modifiers, that is alpha interferons. It activates their immune system and helps in destroying the tumor. Next is supportive therapy. It is used to treat symptoms of cancer and side effects of cancer treatment. Objective of this therapy is to improve the quality of life of cancer patient. This therapy varies depending upon the condition of patients. Now next disease is AIDS, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Now why it is called AIDS? Because first thing, it is acquired. That means it is taken up by something. It comes to our body. Immunodeficiency. It makes your immune system weak, that is deficient. And it is a syndrome, that means it is a set of disease. It does not come alone. Therefore, it is called AIDS. AIDS is a fatal illness. It is caused by a retrovirus, that is a single-stranded RNA. And this retrovirus is known as human immunodeficiency virus, or in short we call it as HIV. It weakens the body's immune system. It makes patient vulnerable to life-threatening infections, neurological disorders, and unusual malignancies. It can be called a modern pandemic. If I say the word pandemic, that means it is found worldwide. As if today we know there is a disease named COVID-19. It is a pandemic disease. That means it is found everywhere in the world. Same way, AIDS is also a pandemic disease. It affects both industrialized and developing countries. The first case of AIDS was noticed in USA in 1981. And in India, the first case was noticed in 1986 in Tamil Nadu. Structure of HIV.
This is an HIV virus. It has ability to destroy T4 lymphocytes, also called CD4 cells. The virus replicates in T4 lymphocytes and can remain in latent stage in the lymphoid cells. This HIV virus is spherical in shape. It is 100 to 140 nanometer in diameter. Externally, you will find a layer of lipid. It is covered by two layers of proteins. The outer layer is matrix and the inner layer is capsid protein. Matrix protein is P17, whereas capsid protein is P24. And the layer of lipid, which is impregnated with glycoprotein, consists of two types of glycoprotein, that is GP120 and GP41. GP120 is surface glycoprotein, whereas GP41 is transmembrane glycoprotein. It shows centrally located two single-stranded RNA molecules along with reverse transcriptase enzyme. This HIV virus replicates in T4 lymphocytes and can remain in latent stage in the lymphoid cells. HIV is found in blood, semen, and cerebrospinal fluid in large amount. It is found in tears, milk, urine, saliva, cervical and vaginal secretions, but in less amount. Mode of transmission. This virus, that is HIV, can be transmitted through
unsafe sexual contact, including oral, vaginal, or anal sex. It can also be transmitted through blood transfusion, or sharing of needles. It can be transferred from mother to child, that is transplacental transmission. A pregnant woman can transmit the virus to her fetus through their shared blood circulation, or a nursing mother can transmit the virus to her baby from her breast milk. Other methods of spreading of this virus are rare. It includes accidental needle injury, artificial insemination with infected donated semen, and transplantation with infected organs. Virus from urine, tears, saliva, breast, and vaginal secretions cannot be transmitted unless it gets into injuries. Clinical symptoms. It has been classified into 4 broad categories. The first one is initial infection with virus. Here in this, formation of antibodies usually takes place in 2 to 8 weeks after the initial infection. Second one is asymptomatic carrier stage. In this stage, no signs of disease are seen. That means the person is healthy in appearance. The person is actually diseased or infected and can transmit the virus to many people, but it seems that the person is healthy. And the incubation period ranges from 6 months to 10 years. Third is AIDS-related complex or ARC. It includes recurrent fever for longer than 1 month, fatigue, unexplained diarrhea, night sweats, shortness of breath, loss of weight approximately or more than 10%, etc. are some of the AIDS-related complex. And fourth category is AIDS, that is the last stage or end stage. It is the end stage of HIV infection. It includes life-threatening opportunistic infections like pneumonia, tuberculosis, or Kaposi sarcoma. Preventive measures. Till now, there is no cure. So, as it has no cure, hence, prevention is the best choice. People in high-risk group should be educated about HIV transmission. Disposable needles and syringes should be used and disposed of properly and immediately after the use. Sexual habits should be changed immediately. High risk group should refrain from donating blood. That is, they should not donate blood. Toothbrushes, razors, and other articles that can become contaminated with blood should not be shared. Blood should be screened for HIV before transfusion. Routine screening must be done for blood donors, organ donors, semen and growth hormone donors, patients undergoing hemodialysis, and females in high risk group who are pregnant or contemplating pregnancy. Diagnosis. Diagnosis can be done in two different ways. The first test is ELISA, that is enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. This is the first test used to detect the presence of antibodies against HIV. Second is Western blot. This is a confirmatory test and it is highly specific test. It confirms that the person is suffering from HIV infection. Treatment. Although AIDS has no cure, but certain medicines called antiretroviral drug can be used to reduce the viral load and to prolong the life of patient. Some drugs which are used for the treatment of an HIV infection are TDF, that is tenofovir, EFV, that is efavirenz, and lamivudine. I hope you understood the lecture. Thank you. That's all for the day. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself.